Dear students, Jai Hind, very good morning. Welcome back. As we are continuing chapter number 12, that is Understanding the Graph. First two lectures we have dedicated thoroughly for explanation of graph. First lecture was totally dedicated for explanation of graph paper, how to locate various points in the graph paper. And then from the second lecture, if you can remember, we have started not only location of the points, but at the same time we also started drawing graph. And mind one very important thing, dear student. You should learn this topic very consciously and very carefully, because drawing of graph is going to help you a lot in your next standard, in ninth standard. If you know how to locate the points, how to represent the points on the graph paper, how to draw the graph, these all are very, very important aspect for you. If you can remember, we have in lecture number 2, you have studied one type of graph. Okay. So, dear student, today in our lecture number 3, we are going to continue the same topic, and we will practice in today's lecture some of important graphs. Okay. So, first, the title of the chapter, as you all know, chapter number 12, we are going to discuss. Title of the chapter that you all know, Introduction of Graph. Okay. Introduction of Graph. And in that, dear student, we are in today's lecture number 3 continuing practice of some of the other important graphs. Okay. So, first, what we are going to do today, first, dear student, I will write the question for you. Once I will write the question here, you will be given a little time to think on it, how to formulate the basic equation for the relation of two variables x and y, and then how to prepare the value table and how to move further. Understood? So, dear student, this is the question for you. Okay. What is the question? Please note down first. Draw the graph of. Draw the graph of. Just note down this area of rectangle. Draw the graph of area of rectangle versus. This symbol can be spoken as versus. Understand? Draw the graph of area of rectangle versus breadth versus breadth if the length of the rectangle is understood. Suppose I may take 3 centimeter. Suppose. Okay. First day student. Read this. This is the question. First, you need to understand in today's lecture how to formulate basic equation of graph, and then you will go for value table. See, dear student, what you should concentrate more in such type of problem, you have to first note down the two variables based on which you have to prepare the graph. Two variables, if you can mark out here, are one is area of rectangle, one is breadth. Area of rectangle is dependent variable, breadth can be considered independent variable. So this should be taken as x, and area of rectangle should be taken as y. So your first statement in this particular example is going to be like this. Let, you need to note down all this, dear student. Let area be y square centimeter. Okay. And breadth be x centimeter. First, you note down this. Let area be y square centimeter and breadth be x centimeter. After we got and we have supposed the two variables, area which is dependent variable on breadth, we have taken breadth as x and area of rectangle as y. Now, dear student, please concentrate here how we are making the basic equation. What should I write? I will write formula of area of rectangle. What is that? Area equal to length multiplied by breadth. Okay. What is the symbol for area? Y. What is the length given? 3 into what is the breadth supposed? X. That means, dear student, y equal to 3x. You already got the basic equation. If you can remember, in the previous examples, we were given such relation already. Here, by supposing area as y and breadth as x, we have formulated the basic equation required for drawing the graph. So you got y equal to 3x. Now, dear student, as you know, observation table, okay? Observation table needs to include minimum 5 values of the two variables that you all know very well. At least 5 value needs to be there, okay? At least minimum 5 values needs to be represented. I may call this as x. X means the breadth and this is y. Now, dear student, even in supposing values of x, which is actually the breadth of the rectangle, you have to be very conscious. Don't take values like you were taking in the previous examples which we have solved. This is regarding the area of rectangle. So you cannot take, practically speaking, any negative measurement. Please mind this basic. So I may take 1, I may take 2, 3, 4, or even I can 1, 2, 3. For suppose I do not want to take 4. 1, 2, 3 I have taken. Now I may take 1 upon 2 also. You can take any measurement, dear student. Understood? I may take suppose 1 upon 6. Okay? You have to take positive measurement only. Now, if you orally substitute in this, see, first x equal to 1. If you place 1 here, 3 into 1, that is 3. Okay? That you can do, dear student. 2. 3 into 2, that is 6. Now take 3. 3 into 3, that is 9. Okay. Now, dear student, if you take x as 1 upon 2, तो શું થાય? 3 into क्या होगा? 1 upon 2. Just cancel 1.5. Understood? 1.5. If you take x equal to 1 upon 6, it is like 3 into 1 upon 6, cancel 1 upon 2, which is equal to 0.5. Okay. So, observation table is already formulated. Now I will just erase this data at least because you know it. Okay. And then let us represent in graph. Okay. How to prepare the graph? Every time you need to keep some of the graph ready. Okay. How to prepare the graph you have already understood. This is x axis, y axis for me, y dash, okay, and this is x axis for me. Understand? You already have the graph paper and you will feel much comfort in designing all this. Understood? You will not face much difficulty in designing all these things. X dash. Here is the origin, as you all know. And now let me show all coordinates here. Coordinate, dear student, box to box. Be very strict. Understand and make your basics very clear. 5, 6, 7. Okay. Till 7 I have taken on the left side negative x coordinate I am taking. Okay. Positive y coordinate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Negative coordinates -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 up till this only. Now, dear student, as I told you, rather than making the dotted line, if you can locate the position of the point just by oral guessing, then also it will be a very good practice. Okay, first point x1 y3. Okay, here dear student, if you like to write in small, x means breadth, you can write this way, and y means area, this way you can represent. So x1 y3, see 1 and 3, the first point I got. Second pair of the variable x2 y6, I am just without dotted line also, if you can guess. Okay, 3 9. Okay, 3 9 looking here. Then now dear student, be very conscious. X 1 upon 2, y 1.5. 1 upon 2 means you know na, 0.5. Here 0.5 and this is 1.5. The point will appear here. This is 0.5 starting from 0. First line 0.1, then 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. Here 1.5. So starting from 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 and 1.5. Then we have taken 1 upon 6, dear student. How will you represent 1 upon 6? So suppose this way. Understand? 6 1 ja 6. Okay. Then 4. Okay. Then 0 6 6 ja 0.16. Where it will appear 0.16? See, the first year 0, then 1 and 2. Somewhere between 1 and 2 means 0.1 and 0.2, and this is 0.5. Okay. After plotting all the points this way, you can draw the graph. Okay. Graph will be a straight line. I am drawing without ruler, but at home you will draw with ruler and very strict. Okay. This is the graph. Needs to be extended on both the side. Understand? So this is the graph of area of rectangle versus breadth. Just to verify this. Okay. Here the length was given. That's why we utilize the formula area equal to length into breadth. Length 3 we have taken, breadth x. Understand? This is the graph. Okay? Is it clear in your mind? Sometime it happens, dear student, that in textbook that I will practice in the next graph also. Understand? So that it makes your basics more clear, because the next example which we are going to discuss is going to include only positive values of x and y, and both the variable positive appears only and only in the first quadrant. So rather than drawing all quadrant, you can draw only first quadrant, that we will discuss, understand, in next lecture. Okay, so this has been the graph of area of rectangle versus breadth. Okay, always remember one thing: whenever you are given two variable in this way, first one has to be taken as y and the next one should be taken as x. Okay, so you just see the graph, dear student. Let us move for another graph. Okay, first you just verify this. Okay, let us go for another graph, right? Second graph now in today's lecture. This is the area of a rectangle versus breadth. Now let us go for some other graphs. Okay, the second one in today's lecture. Okay, what is that? Question number 2. It is like this. Question number 2. Now, dear student, before I write question number 2, in today's lecture, I want to first give you an idea about scale factor. That's very important. This is not any question, dear student, we are discussing, but we are discussing how to take scale. Okay, let me explain you this. For making you understand the scale, I am not going to draw the whole graph paper, but just one box to make you understand the scale. Okay, suppose, dear student, please understand the scale factor very consciously. Okay, suppose I am just enlarging one box to make you understand the scale. Let me enlarge it more so that it will help you in understanding the scale factor more properly. Okay, scale factor I want to explain you. These are main hard lines. Okay, we are just going to discuss the scale factor. factor. Okay, this is one box I am drawing. Scale factor. Suppose one box, there are so many boxes. I have just drawn one box to make you understand the scale. Okay, now as you know, there are 10 lines. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 10 lines. Let me draw them. First, okay, then the second one, then third one. I'm just trying to explain you the scale factor because I have seen student much confused in taking the scale. That's why I want to explain you first, okay? Scale factor. Okay, this way. Now let us try to understand why actually 10 line in this way also. Okay, but I am not drawing this horizontal 10 line because this vertical line I just want to give you an idea. Understand? See, first very important question. When scale factor is important, so when you get the value of the dependent variable very much, at that time scale factor is very important. See, this one box, dear student, such many boxes are there, is of 1 centimeter, as you all know. 1 centimeter is the height you can, length or breadth you can consider. Okay, 1 centimeter. This is also 1 centimeter. Now, suppose you do not take any scale, then as you know, suppose this is 1 and this is 2. So this is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9 and 2. Understand? Means each line is zero point 0.1. Understand? 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. But suppose I take some scale, try to understand this basic. Suppose, rather, suppose I have taken such scale 1 centimeter equal to 5 unit. Suppose I take this scale. Means now I am not taking 1 centimeter equal to 10, but I am taking 1 centimeter equal to 5. So how many line will constitute 1? I am just teaching you the simple basic. How many lines these are? 10 lines. What scale we have taken? 5. So how many line equal to 1? Just understand what you should do, dear student. There are 10 line divided by this equal to what you got? 2. So every 2 line will make 1 for you. Means suppose here is 3. Suppose. So after 2 line it will be 4. Try to understand. After 2 line 3, 4, this will be 5. Then 6. Then 7. And then 8. This way, dear student. Try to understand. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Every two line will be one for you. Are you catching my points? Scale factor is going to be very, very crucial and important for you. You understood this, right? If I take the scale 1 centimeter equal to 5, so how many lines constitute one, two lines? How you got 10 divided by 5? Okay. Suppose, dear student, I change the scale. Suppose I am just erasing this is just for your understanding. Okay. Suppose I change the scale. I am not taking this scale. Understand? Suppose I take scale 1 centimeter equal to, suppose I take 4 units. So how many line will constitute 1? So just divide 10 by 4. So you will get 2.5. So every 2.5 line will constitute one starting. Suppose here is suppose 4. So one line, two line and half. This will be 5. Every 2.5 line, then this half, and here 6, here 7, and then here 8. You understood this? 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. Every 2.5 line, how will you get 2.5? So this is 1, this is 2, 2.5. First line 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2.5. You understood this? This is scale factor. Suppose I change the scale yet more. Suppose I change it like this way. Suppose let me change the scale. Suppose I take this way. Suppose the scale is taken this way. 1 centimeter equal to, suppose I take 10th already basic. I have taken 5, 4, okay. Suppose I take, dear student, 10 centimeter, 1 centimeter equal to, suppose 20 units. Then how many line will constitute 1? So basic 10 divide by 20. Cancel 1 upon 2. 0.5. So every 0.5 will constitute 1 here. So how will you represent the number? Suppose starting from here, suppose there is some 7. So every 0.5 means 1, 2, 3.5. Here it will be 8. Then dear student, here it will be 9.5. This is 10. This is 11.5, 12. This is 13. This way, every 5 line, small line, will constitute 1. So this scale factor is going to be very, very important for us. Understand in the next graph. How many line will constitute 1? That is designed by dividing 10 by the scale factor you have taken. Okay. So this is scale factor. Very, very important for you to understand this. Very important. You understood this, right? Scale factor, whatever is your choice, you can take. Either you can take 1 centimeter equal to 100, you can take it. Understand? 1 centimeter equal to 20, 1 centimeter equal to 25, whatever is your choice, you can take. Okay. Let us now write the question. Okay. I think a little knowledge of the scale factor is ultimate necessary for next graph which we are going to solve. Okay, but scale factor you need to be very conscious. Suppose this is the question number 2. Draw the graph of, suppose this is the question, area of square versus side of square. As you know, two variables. First, area of square, and another variable, that is the side of the square. Let us suppose both of them. First, I will write, let area be y square centimeter and side be x centimeter. Now, dear student, you are connecting both the variable. First is area of square, second is side of the square. So, can I write the formula of area of square? What is that? Area equal to side squared. Okay, area means y, side x. So basic equation you got, y equal to x square. Okay, and now value table, as you all know. Let us make the value table here. 5 values minimum you should take. This is value table we are making. Okay, at least minimum 5 values are required. Okay, let me write x here, here y. In x you can take any measurement, dear student. 1, understand, you can take 2, you can take 3, okay, 4, and let me take 5 also. You have to take positive values, that you all know. Negative value has no chance here because these are measurement examples of graph where negative values cannot be taken. See, take 1, 1 square. Directly you put the value 1 square, that is 1, 2 square, that is 4. If you place 3 here, 3 square, that is 9, 4 square, that is 16. Put 5, 5 square, that is 25. Now, dear student, after taking these values, now I want to clarify that topic. I told you that because I am taking only the positive values of the variable, I do not need second, third, and fourth quadrant. So, what factor will help me here please try to understand. Suppose, dear student, this is my graph paper, okay? Suppose this is the graph paper for me. Suppose. What should I do? I am not considering or taking all other quadrant. I just want to take only the first quadrant. So what should I do? Suppose here is the white part in your graph paper. The first line, let me leave one box. Understand? And I will draw y-axis from here, not from the middle. This is y-axis, not from middle. You understood this? Suppose this is y-axis I have taken. I have just left one box. This is white part starting from this is first green line. Here you write y dash. Okay. Similarly from bottom also this is white part, green part starting. Leave one box, dear student. Okay. And then draw the x-axis. Okay. X-axis I am drawing. Right. This is x-axis. This way. In textbook also it has been given. You can verify it. This is x dash. Okay. This is the origin. We are not bothering about taking any scale on x-axis because it involves very simple small value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on x-axis I am not taking any scale at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. But because on y-axis you will take maximum value 25. So it may happen that there is no availability of 25 boxes for you. So I suggest you to take a scale of at least 2. Okay. So first box will be 2. We are taking the scale 1 centimeter equal to 2. Then what you will write here? 4. Then 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, okay, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. I have taken per box 2 centimeter. So how many line will constitute one? I already explained you. 10 divided by, I have taken scale of 2. So every 5 line will constitute one for us. Okay. Now let us represent the point. 1, 1. So dear student, mark here. X1 is here. First pair. Y is 1. Where Y is 1? Every 5 line will count 1. So just start counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here will be 1. And if you just draw the dotted line, this is the point of interest. This is the first point. X2, Y4, you will directly get X2 here, Y4 here. This point can be directly obtained. X3, Y9, X3 here. Where is 9, dear student? This is 8. This is 10. So count 5 line after 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So this is the point 3 comma 9. Okay, 3 comma 9. 4 16. 16 is already here, so one dotted line from 16, one dotted line from 4. This is the next point. 5 25. 5 is here, but 25 where you will get? This is 24. This is 26. Count 5 line. Every 5 line will be 1. So here you will got. So one dotted line from here. Okay. And one dotted line from here. So this is already 5 points has been located. Now dear student, you have to join them not by ruler, because you may have a question why sir is not allowing to use ruler here, because if you try to place the ruler, all points will never be in the straight line, because it is not a linear expression, it is a quadratic expression. Y equal to x square. So do not try to utilize square. You just have to join all the points freehand starting from the origin. Understand? This way. Freehand joints. Okay. This way the graph will pass through all the points. Understand? And this graph which we have drawn just now is actually called a parabolic graph, not straight line. What is that? Parabolic graph. A little, I could not draw this way, but you need to be very conscious. Your graph will pass through all the points. Okay. This is a parabolic graph. Why? Why it is a parabolic graph? Because the equation is not the linear equation, it is quadratic equation. Means quadratic type, square of the variable. Whenever there is a square of the variable, you will get graph in this way. It looks like half U-shaped graph, never a straight line. You understood this, right? So dear student, I have taken scale here. You need to understand the scale factor very much. And also I must mark one point important here. You need to mention the scale on the top right corner of the graph paper, where no scale on x-axis. So just you write y-axis 1 centimeter equal to how many unit? 2 units. Okay. That's why 10 divided by 2, every 5 line will be 1 for us. Understood this? Okay. Is it clear in your mind, dear student? Be very, very conscious regarding the scale. What you have represented here, what is this? These are measurement of side. So you can write this way by putting arrow side in centimeter. Here you can write area in square centimeter. This also should not go beyond the green section of your graph paper. This also need to be mentioned aligning with the x-axis. This needs to be mentioned aligning with y-axis, but none of the latter has to go beyond the green section of the graph paper. That's why I told you to leave one box and start from the next, so that in this gap you can write this. Okay. So these are the graph. Okay. Just try to understand this. Okay. Some more graphs we are going to practice in our next lecture. But before that, dear student, you need to practice the scale factor very much, because the scale factor is going to give you a lots of idea. Understand? That's why the scale factor is most important for all of you. Okay. So please understand the graph properly, how to make the equation of the graph, how to get the values of the two variables, and how to represent it on the graph. Understood? And always quadratic one, whenever you get such power of variable, your graph is never going to be drawn by scale, but it is going to be a freehand curved type of drawing. It would be a parabolic curve in this way. You understood this? So this is the graph of area of square. So in today's lecture, dear student, we have understood two types of graph. One area of rectangle and one area of square. Okay, few more graph we will practice in next lecture. Okay, so practice graph thoroughly and understand the scale in detail. Okay, thank you very much.